January of 2020, we got 40 properties under contract. 2020. Then, guess how many we sold? One. One. You know what the spread was? 3,900 bucks. So my dispo quit. So we got acquisition down, we dialed in the scripts, dialed in the thing, we had a skeleton crew. So I literally have a handful of people. I've been doing this for now 16, 17 years. I'm literally starting from scratch, from dead scratch. Gia was there, Liz still hung around, right? The other guys left, the other people left, this person left, right? And we were like, okay, what do? You got to rebuild. There's times in the business you have to dive in and rebuild. So I had to dive in acquisitions, figure all that out, figure all the script. Like the scripts you have, we wrote those. We figured it out through trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. The scripts in the other room, figured it out. Then we had to dive. I had to dive into the disposition team, had to figure it out. We had to figure out a system. How do you sell properties across the entire country? What do you say? How do you do it? Who do you sell to? Where do you get the cash buyers? We had to figure out a whole system for that. And then we figured it out. And then next month was February. We had light acquisitions because we then put a criteria on acquisitions. So we just did a couple deals in February. Then what happened in March 2020?
The country shut down.
Country shut down, COVID. So now I'm sitting here, we're just starting to get momentum, then COVID hits. Now you got COVID, and now I got the skeleton team. We're starting to try it. I'm talking to Josh out there. Devin's still on board, but she's in marketing. So I had to move her over to the disposition team. I got Liz, I got Devin, and I have just me in the disposition department trying to put that together and do properties. And so I'm talking to Josh, but now it's March. I didn't know how we were going to operate. I had friends that own huge Airbnb and VRBO businesses were getting smashed. I had friends, I own 760 units, apartment units myself, about $30 million worth. We were getting hammered, right? And guess what they happen to be? So I lived through the 2008 crash. And I wholesaled through the 2008 crash, right? And at the time, I researched all the asset classes that did well during a recession. And those asset classes were mini storage and student housing, right? So those were the two. So I had a 50-50 shot to get it right, and I picked student housing. And I go buy 700, with partners, 760 units in large apartment complexes across the country of student housing positioned adjacently to universities, right? And guess what gets hit during COVID?
College
Student housing. Guess what doesn't get hit? It gets flourishes.
Storage.
Mini storage. I had a 50-50 shot, and I sucked and screwed up. Right? Now, it's recently come back. Luckily, we positioned the properties correctly. We had not a lot of debt on the properties. And we have come in, occupancy went from 98% down to like 60% in those things. But anyways, so during March, it's kind of weird because we didn't know how we were going to operate business. Honestly, we didn't. We didn't know what we were going to do. And at the time, I was talking to Josh, and I was going to hire him, and I was like, dude, just hold on. I don't really know how we're going to operate right now. Finally, at the end of March, so March was like a limbo period because we didn't know what the heck's going on. Then May, I hired him, and we basically started full force. Pushed on the marketing. I hired a new acquisition team. We brought on some disposition. And then we've scaled for it. We started getting full stride in like September, October, November of last year, and from then it's been crushing ever since.